What's going on, everybody? It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Started out the year getting sick, and then allergies, then a cold. I'm finally back to being better. Definitely rough, to say the least, but it's better to start at the beginning of the year rather than it happening in the middle or near the end of the year. But it has given me time to come up with some video ideas for the channel, which I will be doing, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Now, during my time being away, I have been focusing on eBay as well. Got to give a shout out to my grandmother. She has been, giving me clothes that she has been getting rid of for me to put on eBay, and it has been growing my store. So I am very grateful for that. A lot of my focus while I've been resting has been eBay, just mainly just trying to get the photos I already had on my phone edited and listed. So if you guys are interested in checking out my eBay store, it's called Awesome Things We Love. I'll put the link down in the description. I completely revamped it, changed, the generic logos that I had to come up with something a little bit more, I guess, in more professional. And as you guys know, I also changed my YouTube logo to something a little bit better that kind of fits the channel properly. But today's video is going to be a little DVD haul, just a couple of titles. One of my thrift stores back in December ended up closing its doors for good. I believe they just were not making the money like they were expecting to, and the owner was also at the point of just, was kind of really just getting, you know, tired and burnt out. So even though it made sense for them to close, it, was also very sad because I've been going to this thrift store for so long, so many great titles that I've been able to find, as well as flips. So, for them to close the doors was definitely a sad day. But there is another thrift store that I go to that I have mentioned in my previous videos, that's literally down the road from me. It's not really that far. They pretty much know me in there by now, but I have, managed to pick up, some titles here and there, whether that's, movies or video games. And sometimes I find some really just cool random things, books, collectibles, maybe clothing items, give or take. It's really cool to be able to find, some really great things. I do have my cup of coffee here, so take a sip of that, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So, I only have 4 titles to show you guys. So the first one we're starting off with is The Wizard of Oz. Such a classic. I mean, by now, our parents have grown up with this film. We have grown up with this film. I'm sure, some of you may have kids or who are growing up with this. I mean, this movie has just been around for generations and generations, and there's a reason for it. It's just such a iconic film. I mean, there's not really much you can say about this movie that really hasn't been said. But I didn't have it in the collection. I do want to eventually upgrade it to 4K. I've heard some pretty good things about the 4K, so I wanted to eventually upgrade that. But I actually wanted to revisit this movie and do a review for the film. Just some great songs, great characters. There's also some interesting conspiracy theories when it comes to this movie, and just a lot of interesting things in general. Judy Garland's performance is fantastic, but unfortunately, Hollywood at that time was not very grateful to her and to a lot of child actors, which would pretty much have a ripple effect on their behavior and how they were looked at and everything. And yeah, glad to have that in the collection. I had the Blu-ray at one point, but it was not in the best condition, so I actually had to get rid of it. So I couldn't watch it. So now that I have it on DVD that is watchable, I'm very grateful. And like I said, eventually I would like to upgrade to the 4K. I will state that I think most recently, when it comes to my 4K purchasing, I've actually have been watching some videos when it comes to the what's the term I'm looking for, when it comes to how the quality is. Does it look sharper than the Blu-ray? Is the Blu-ray more superior than the 4K? Because a lot of times, the Blu-ray will look a lot better than the 4K. That the 4K just has a really bad transfer. So that's kind of what's been, bringing my interest to specific 4K titles. That's why my 4K collection might be big, but it's not as big as a lot of as a lot of collectors out there, because excuse me, coffee's interrupting. It just, it just gives me a better idea of what titles I want to pick up, rather than trying to get everything on 4K. A lot of them have better audio, some have, really great picture quality. So that's what really puts me towards getting certain releases. Now, a lot of times Blu-rays will have 4K transfers, so I do have some of those that have been upgraded to 4K, but the Blu-ray has a 4K transfer, so I still get the best quality. My 4K player upscales, so that Blu-ray that gets popped in with the 4K scan is going to get upscaled, and it's going to be no different as if it was a 4K. So yeah, so that's what's been playing a big part, and upgrading mostly like personal favorites. Those I'll upgrade as well. But yeah, my 4K purchasing is very limited. Next is a film that I've seen bits and pieces of this online, and it's a really good film. From reviews to the scenes I've watched, but I've never watched the film in its entirety. And it's an early Keanu Reeves film. I want to say this is like mid 90s, 1996. It's got Morgan Freeman, Rachel Weisz, Fred Ward, Brian Cox, and it's Chain Reaction. From what I can remember, Keanu Reeves and Rachel Weisz's characters are set up for something that a crime they didn't commit, and they're doing everything they can to prove they're innocent, which leads into like this big corporation, and just there's all these different things that tie in together, at least from what my understanding is. I could be completely wrong, but Morgan Freeman's in it, and yeah, I'm excited. um, Keanu Reeves, when you look at his filmography, for me personally, and it's not just him, Tom Hanks is another one. There's so many actors. A lot of films are a hit or a miss for me. Some dramas that Tom Hanks have are fantastic. I like them, and they would be ones I'd have in my collection. And then there are other ones that just I did not care for. I'm not one to have every film that the actor has done in my collection. It's just mainly just personal favorites, films that I do enjoy, from specific actors, and Keanu Reeves is one of those. Like Hardball, such a good film, but I really couldn't see myself having that in my collection. It's just, if that's a very emotional movie, especially when it comes to a specific scene. That's really the first movie that made me shed a tear. And it's just, I can't. It's a hard watch for me. It really is, on so many different levels. But that's one I probably would not have in my collection. But there are other ones I would. And then somebody, no offense to Keanu Reeves or fans, a lot of his stuff he's come out recently have not been that great. Or just maybe great to you guys, but just really hasn't caught my interest. Other than the John Wick films, fantastic. But I know he did that one with the two women. I can't remember the name of it. Uh, yeah, I didn't care for that one. And then there's the one where he, I think, like replicates his family in some way. Um, yeah, I didn't care for that. You know, like modern sci-fi, it's gotta have a good story to get me drawn in or drawn. Yeah, it needs. Man, I cannot speak proper grammar or English today. It just needs to bring me in and get me invested into the story, and there's a lot that's not like that. That's why I miss kind of a lot of the 90s drama and action films, because they had stories that you liked, they had characters that you loved, and characters you could not stand. So yeah, today's modern film is just, I don't know, they're just not all that great. Not saying all of them are, just some. Next is Zoolander. This is a film that is kind of a love and hate relationship, because I've had this on Blu-ray, I've had it on DVD at one point. Yeah, I want to revisit. I don't believe I don't know if I've done a review for this or not, but I do want to review it. Ben Stiller is another one, kind of a hit or a miss with me when it comes to specific movies. But this is a classic. I mean, you cannot go wrong with Zoolander. Zoolander 2, on the other hand, I thought Zoolander 2 was decent for what it was, but man, they waited way too long to do that sequel. It's kind of in the same boat as Dumb and Dumber 2, but I felt Zoolander 2, out of those two films, I think Zoolander 2 is the better film. The next two are snapper cases to add into my snapper case collection. Now, I found a seller on Etsy who makes custom, well, I wouldn't say custom artwork, but basically, the next DVD I'm going to show you is The Changeling. Now, the person I found on Etsy would take the artwork of this and have it in a standard case like this. So it would allow me to replace all my snapper case DVDs that are not in the best shape. I have some that have the artwork ripped, water damage, stained, whatever it may be. So I wanted to replace them and have them look more flushed with the rest of the DVDs I have, and that's kind of what I'm working on. Not only that, but I also came up with the idea of purchasing, if the seller can find the artwork, I want to take some of the eBay items I have that have really bad packaging and get them put into a standard DVD case or Blu-ray case, so that way I can actually sell the item in better condition. Of course, I will mention that it's reproduction artwork, but it would be in better shape than what it was before. So, but yeah, The Changeling, I've never seen it, heard good things about it. I want to get a lot more horror into my collection since I'm lacking it, but very nice find. And then the last one here, this was a cool find. This is what is it, Bajork, the inner or deep part of the animal or plant structure. That's a mouthful. I think it's Bajork or something like that. She's a singer who, she's a character, that's for sure. But I think it's all show. I don't think that's how she truly is. I think it's just, for the media. A lot of actors and actresses are like that. What you see in front of the camera is not usually them behind the camera. But yeah, it's I think it's probably like a documentary or a making of. Yeah, it looks like it says it's a making of. But the casing's interesting. You can't even read the text. So that's another reason why I want to get these updated in some better way. But yeah, I'm excited to give it a watch. I don't have a whole lot of like concert stuff in my collection. I would like to, because there are bands out there that I would like to pick up. But there you have it. Those are the titles that I picked up. So not bad, some pretty good ones to say the least. But as I was stating with Etsy, finding a seller who, can basically, update like my artwork into cases. So they have you can buy two different things from them. You can just get the artwork if you have cases, or you can get the artwork in a case. And they're affordable. I think they're really cheap. Of course, it's better to buy more so you can get the free shipping. But that's one of the things I want to do with what I have, to kind of make my stuff a little flesh. And I'm going to show you guys as a prime example. Now, he can do Blu-ray. I think I'm just going to do the artwork. I don't think he'll be able to do the casing. So what I want to do is buy the case and then just buy the artwork from the seller I found. But I'm going to use a great example. Right here is the Godfather. What is it? The I'm sure I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Armada edition. I don't know. It's limited to like 45,000. Mine is number 35,337. Now this I would like to have more as a display, and then just have a separate case for the movies. Now, I bought this at Walmart many years ago during a Black Friday sale, and was probably the worst decision I have ever made. And it is no fault to anybody. And I'll tell you why. The one thing I love about it is you get tons of cool things. We have these little cards. They're like giant, almost looks like giant playing cards. But yeah, pretty cool there. And then you have all these art cards. I mean, like, there's a bunch. I mean, look at that. That's a lot. And then you have, I think, like, the script. You have more art cards, but I think these have, like, the script or something like that. I don't know. Kind of postcard type with, this is what it looks like. Give you guys a better look. And then you have like the scenes. It's a cool addition. And when I got it during Black Friday of, I can't remember what year, it was cheap. I think it was like $10, which is not bad considering you're getting the trilogy, you got a bonus disc, and you get all this cool stuff. So the idea that I have, and this is just, an idea, I'm also having technical difficulties getting this little piece put in to hold it in place. Okay. And then you also get some cool magnets. Now, one of the biggest issues I have is look at the packaging here. This is the packaging that your discs go in. Like, it's god-awful. Look at that. Now, you're probably wondering what happened to my bonus disc. Well, when I bought this, I didn't open it until like a couple years later. I just never got around to watching it. And when I opened it, the bonus disc was snapped in half. Which sucks. So my plan is to eventually find the disc and then get a custom case made, so I can put these in, because they are difficult to get out. Not only that, but I think they had scratches on them. Not like anything like deep or anything like that, but mine was in like, it was brand new, but it was more in a used condition than anything. So like I said, the idea is just to get it replaced, get it in a nice looking case in my collection, and then I can just move on from there with just grabbing the movies when I need to, and then just put this in one of those big giant like plastic, like kind of like what you put in a steelbook but bigger for the box sets, and just display it. That's to me would be something nice to do. To say the least. I want to do it with my Back to the Future trilogy as well as my Phantasm. Just makes it easier to access the movies because, like, the Phantasm collection, the Back to the Future are like digibooks, so you got to slide them out of the cardboard. It's annoying. So yeah, I want to do that with those, at least with the Blu-ray. Um, and then for like DVD, like I said, the snapper cases. But another one I want to do, I'm going to show you guys, is this. So this is the Raw 20th anniversary. I got this at the local thrift store that I always talk about many years ago. And this was like $1 or $2. It was dirt cheap. And I was excited, because I've always wanted this set. You get like, I wouldn't say you get like a full Monday Night Raw on these for specific years. They kind of cut out a lot, but you almost get like majority of the show. And it comes in this nice like digibook style packaging, like so. And you get all these different Monday Night Raws. Like you get a Monday Night Raw for May 17th 93, September 6th 96, and then you get the matches, which is pretty cool. I think you might get some like back stage segments, and there's just so many that it covers. But unfortunately, when I bought it, I did not pay attention to look at the discs. All the other discs are fine. It's missing disc 1, and it's a 12 disc set. I kept hoping that I'd be able to find the missing disc in this somewhere, like sitting on another disc or whatnot to complete it, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and because of that I cannot complete this set, which is unfortunate. And trying to find a loose disc for just disc 1 has been extremely difficult. Trying to just find it so I can complete it. But this is a great example where I would get a bigger DVD case that holds 12 discs and then get the artwork for this into it, so it makes it easier to access the discs when I want to watch them. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea, of what I have for the future. Coffee wants to act up a little bit. And one of the plans for this year is to finish, the upgrade challenge. I still have a lot to upgrade, or at least complete, like the first challenge, before I can get into the second challenge of upgrades. And then, of course, trying to complete some stuff. Like, great example I can use is the Highlander series. I just have the first season, and I just have the first movie. I got to get the rest of the movie, the rest of the TV series, and then there's a few others. I want to do it was brought to my attention about doing a director spotlight. So I want to do that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to complete a lot of stuff, because at least 2 episodes that I want to do are going to be James Cameron and Tim Burton. So I'm trying to get a lot of the films that Tim Burton has on 4K, as well as upgrade, a couple. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's the plan. Another thing I want to mention is that any sales that I make on eBay, once I hit $100 threshold, I'm actually going to donate to a charity. That was one of the things I wanted to do last year, and I want to do this year, is do make enough to donate to a charity. And I had some plans for like 2025, but that didn't work out, and then of course things happened. So what I decided to do was do something a little different. Now eBay, you can, when you do your listings, you can set to donate a portion to charity, like 10%. But what I wanted to do was do something a little different, because if you do that and they got their fees, they're going to take a lot out, especially if it's something you're selling that's on more on the cheap side. So I figured I would do something a little bit different, and that is, just make some sales, put a little money away, and then once we hit that $100 threshold, we'll donate to a charity. There's a couple of charities I would like to donate. There's St. Jude as one. There's Connor's Cure. There's some animal ones as well. So the plan is to start off with 100, and if we do very well, we'll continue on doing that. And who knows, maybe I will do a movie marathon charity type thing. We'll see what happens there. That might be a future video. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. This video is going to be a little longer than usual. There are a lot of cool videos coming. I plan on working on some like top 10 countdown videos on some like underrated actors, sequels that nobody asked for, my favorite sequels, just some really cool top 10s, and a few other videos out there. So thank you guys so much. I'm back. We're going to try to get back into the groove of things. So if you're new to the channel and you like unboxing videos, you like collection updates, you like movie reviews, top 10 countdown, just anything that is movie or television related, like wrestling prediction videos, if that's something you're into, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So that way when I have a video uploaded, you'll be the first to be able to watch it. And definitely hit that notification bell, so that way when my video is uploaded, you'll be notified right away that it is available to watch. And if you enjoyed my video, give it a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Don't be shy to comment down below your thoughts on the movies. If you have recommendations of a video you would like to see, do not hesitate. Comment down below. The more engagement, the better it gets my video out there. And if you guys would like to share my video and bring in more subscribers, then please do so. It will be very, very much appreciated. We need to get about 49 subscribers more to hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. And if we hit the 2,000 subscriber mark, I will be doing a giveaway. So let's reach that goal to the 2,000 mark. We do have a big subscriber goal amount by the end of the year, which I will share in a different video. But for now, we want to hit 2,000 subs. So definitely go ahead and do so. And thank you guys so much. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. You guys know the drill. Till next time, of course, we'll continue to talk about movies. And you guys have a good one. And take care. Have a good day. Have a good evening, afternoon, depending on the day and time that you're watching this. Or if you are overseas, hopefully your day hasn't been too bad and the time of the day is relaxing and not too busy. So till then, you guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.